Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Demon Appreciation Podcast, episode 15. And tonight is going to be a very interesting episode, to say the least. We have a lot to say. And I am joined today by my man, Katana Rikku. How are you, man?
Doing good, man. Thanks for inviting me to the podcast. And I'm excited to talk about a lot of cool stuff today.
Hell yeah, man. Should be really fun. Glad to have you on. We also have JimGio. How are you, man? Thanks for being here.
I'm doing all right. Thanks for inviting me back, man.
Hell yeah, always glad to have you on. And we also have Krischenn, and you were here last week, dude. Thank you for being here again.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, man. Honestly, we got 2 days to go into the concert. For you guys that have tickets, we're gonna have a blast watching this, and for you guys that don't have tickets, you're still gonna have a blast because we might get something special. So we're gonna have you covered here on the channel. So once again, thank you for having me, and I'm ready to get into this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're going to start with a quick introduction of how it is going to work with the podcast and also the concert in general. I want to give context to anyone who's not aware of what's going on, because I know that Atlus wasn't necessarily what I would call clear when it comes to this concert. Now for tonight, we have a couple of things we want to talk about. So it should be fun. We're going to talk about the music that's going to be at the concert, of course. We're going to give our predictions, and we're going to give arguments about why we think certain things will be shown at this concert, so you will have an idea of what to expect. Please keep your expectations in check, and that's coming from someone who has way too high expectations. And we will also answer you guys' questions. I got a ton of questions. Thank you all so much for that. I really do appreciate it, and there's some interesting ones in there, so we're absolutely going to check those out. Shout out to Demicro, my dude, with the $2 donation. Thank you so much, man. And he says, how'd you like my fake Nocturne leak? Well, that was an interesting one. And you see, I don't know if you guys saw what he did, but he basically did some type of fake leak with his Steam page for Nocturne HD today.
Shop thing.
Yeah. And honestly, when I saw it at first, my heart just stopped for a sec. I was like, huh? No. And then I quickly realized that it was fake. But you got me, Demicro, at first.
I didn't even realize it was supposed to be a leak, because the first thing I looked at was the description. I'm like, this isn't Nocturne at all.
That was the P4G description. Oh yeah, so cool. Well, thank you for your support, Demicro. That's awesome. Thank you to everyone who's here, guys. You are awesome. And I just want to point out real quick that we won't tolerate any SMT 5 2022 comment in the chat today.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
That's not accepted. Oh yeah, and
talk to him.
Let's go. And one last thing for my channel members. Once again, thank you for your support. As you might have noticed, we have new emotes in here, so feel free to use them and spam them in the chat. I think they look really cool. So, and drawn by Adam, viewer and supporter of the channel. Yeah. So, are we ready to jump in now?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We're getting into it.
Let's go. So I'm gonna let you guys know. I know I just told you, boys, but for those of you who are listening right now, we have a partial track list of the tracks that are going to be played by the orchestra during the concert. We have a schedule of how it's going to proceed. So I'm just gonna read off everything, so you have an idea, and then we're gonna talk about what we would like to hear, because that's a question that a lot of people asked us for this show. So here's the partial track list that we have. They're gonna start with a prelude called Tokyo Conception. Great name to start the concert. And this prelude is going to feature Title Loop 2, which is an awesome track, Large Map, Real World, Tokyo Conception, Common Battle, Large Map, and more from SMT 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. So that's the prelude. Then we have Chapter 2 that they called Reason of Creation. In this one, we will have Ijiri, which I'm not too sure what that is. We have Common Battle and more from SMT 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. So they're not giving us every detail, of course. It's a partial track list. Then Chapter 3 of the concert is called Chaos Side Tensei Fusion. And it's going to feature Tokyo from Shin Megami Tensei 4, Enter Dante from SMT 3 Nocturne HD Remastered, and my favorite one here, Ginza from Shin Megami Tensei, the original, and more. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's a pretty cool lineup, and they're gonna finish with their final chapter, which they called the Reason of Music, which is the title of the concert. And this one is going to
Such a
feature...
beautiful name, dude.
Absolutely. And this one's going to feature Common Battle, Amala Network, Fiend, Large Map, Lasteria, and more from SMT3 Nocturne HD Remaster. So, very nice lineup here. We have a ton of amazing tracks. And, of course, there's a ton of blank spaces in that schedule. So, we will, of course, have a ton of surprises. Hey, shout out to my dude, Technoflops, rejoining the ranks of Samurai. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate your support. Please drop him a couple of smirk Flynn faces in the chat for my dude, Technoflops. Alrighty, so we had the question by a couple of people actually about which song we would like to hear. We have Blitz Master on Discord, and he asked us what we would like to hear in the concert. And we have the man himself, LaRue, which also asks the same thing. What songs we would like to be featured during the concert? So who wants to go first? I want to hear anything. It could be something crazy like Ronde soundtrack or something more normal, as you wish.
9 from Shin Megami Tensei 9.
Oof. All right. Original track to start with.
I actually, you know what? As much of a meme as SMT 9 is, that's actually a super dope song. I actually learned how to play that on guitar, and the riff is super fun to play.
Nice.
Really? I know SMT 9 has a very good soundtrack though.
Yeah, it's really underrated actually.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And last week, Krischenn and we actually found out that there's actually some good Ronde tracks too, so...
Yeah, for sure, man.
I mean, they're not a lot, but there's a couple. SMT9, though, is... soundtrack is great. There's a lot of good tracks.
Actually, let me... I have, like, every single SMG soundtrack saved, so let me go dig this up so I can just spit out some answers. Well, the obvious one for me personally is the end credits from Shin Megami Tensei IV, which is probably like my favorite song in all of video games.
Oh yeah,
it's perfect. It's just a perfect song. It's so good. It's like, I want to say it's a medley of Mikado, then Tokyo, and then it loops back into the main theme. But they really mess with the way that Tokyo and Mikado sound.
Yeah.
That's that piano prelude at the start.
Right.
God, I love that song so much.
This should end with that song. That would be amazing.
It'd be a great song to end with.
Yeah.
Either that or the Lucifer theme from Nocturne. That'd be a good one to end with. I don't know if they said that was in the set list.
Which one did you say? Sorry.
The Final Battle or Lucifer.
Nope.
Whatever it's called.
I looked for that one as well because it's a fantastic one. It's not confirmed yet, but again, it might be there. I mean, it's so iconic. I'm sure it's gonna be there. So.
It will definitely be a surprise track. So yeah, throw us off our game. Like they'll throw us a soft song. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. They'll throw us a soft song or something, and then go straight into the final battle theme. Knock us off our chairs.
Oh yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. One song that I really want to hear that's kind of like a really out there pick is I want to hear. Let me actually look this up. I want to hear Heretic Mansion Shining Heaven.
Shining Heaven, yes.
Specifically the 25th anniversary version done by Yuzo Koshiro, because oh my god, that song is so good. That remix is absolutely incredible. Yuzo Koshiro is like one of the best composers of all time. He does Etrian Odyssey. He did like the first few Ys games. He did Streets of Rage. He's just absolutely incredible. And his work on that song turned like one of my least favorite songs in Nocturne into probably one of my favorite Megaten songs. It's so good.
It's really
I would
interesting
love to
that
hear
you
them
said
play
that. I spent last week listening to Etrian Odyssey tracks after I did that video on David's channel. Honestly, like all the Etrian themes are awesome, but I've never heard the Shining Heaven 20th anniversary version. I know the original one. That one is it's flames, bro. But now I got to hear the 25th anniversary one apparently. So thanks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had a couple of great suggestions in the chat. Make sure you bring more Maka next time team. That's probably the Black Market team, right? That would be great team for sure. Strange Journey's ending team. There's nothing from Strange Journey that's confirmed in that partial soundtrack. I definitely would like to hear some Strange Journey in there. I feel like Strange Journey's music is probably the type of music with its style that would absolutely benefit from an orchestra, if that makes sense.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's got this like really grand feeling to the soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, Demi Crow.
They did say that. Oh no, go on.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Demi Crow, for the $2 donation. I appreciate your support, dude. You're awesome. Title Loop 2 is one of my favorite Nocturne tracks. It is confirmed to be here, which I'm glad to hear that. It's actually the first track that's confirmed in the prelude, so that's cool. And then Devil Survivor Battle Beat. Great track, great track. I don't know if they're going to go back to spin-offs necessarily, though. I feel like they might keep it mainline. How was the Chaos Side concert? Was there anything for spin-offs or?
So I'm looking at the track list right now.
The farthest they went in terms of quote-unquote spin-offs was like If and Strange Journey, which those are both still mainline, so not really.
Okay, yeah, but that would be cool because I know exactly which team you're talking about, Demi Crow, and it's a fantastic team, so. What were you about to say, James? Sorry I cut you off.
That reminds me. We were talking about Strange Journey a second ago. They actually did play Strange Journey songs at the last Chaos concert for the 25th anniversary. And I think they played Fear of God and Alex's theme. Yep. I would absolutely love to hear an honor befitting that name. As that is my favorite Strange Journey track, and I think it would sound just absolutely sick with an orchestra or like just a live band performance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 2D Underground Team 25th anniversary, Atomic Atom, that's also a good one. Anything from the 25th anniversary, I feel like that was all the remixes, they're awesome.
Yeah, the remixes are fantastic. Like the Campichi Gaia one was done by the Devil May Cry composer.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Huh. Any other?
So I was listening. Oh yeah, I was listening to I was watching the concert just a while ago too, trying to catch up. And some of the songs that I wish were here, right? I'm looking at the track list. They don't have like I would like to hear the Unseen Vortex. Some of the unreleased themes. We've never had them shown on a grand scale, and this is the time right here because they got scrapped from the full game, but they were probably the best tracks there.
Oh my god, Unseen Vortex it's so good because I love that little opening, like that little drum line, and then they have that bass line playing super low in the background, and it's a great chord progression, and then it just kicks off into that. Yeah, and then it just gets on that. It's so good. I love that song.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is, we know we're all expecting good music, and we know we're gonna be served when it comes to that. So at least that's one thing. Like I had some people ask me, "What if there's no news?" Well, if there's no news, of course, in the back of my mind and deep in my heart, I'll be a bit sad because my expectations are way too high, but still it's worth it just for the music because Megaton, come on, Megaton music is fantastic. I want to hear other picks, guys. What else do you want to hear?
For me personally, I'm a huge fan of 4 and 4 Apocalypse's OST, but specifically 4 Apocalypse had an amazing Tokyo theme. I like 4 as well, but Apocalypse is just so freaking good, bro. Oh my god. And I like the Divine Powers theme, the new battle theme, stuff like that. I wouldn't mind seeing a rearrangement of those songs at this event too. Really big fan of that OST.
The Divine Powers theme was actually at the last Chaos Side concert, so that could happen.
Man, oh my god, I need to check that out then. Give me a second.
Hey, I know that's a good
dope.
tune. Yeah.
Oh, I changed the feel of it or something too much?
You can't deny that Apocalypse has great music.
Apocalypse's music is great because so much of that heavy synth and guitar stuff, it just sounds like a lawnmower going off.
What else do you guys want to hear? I'm
Okay,
trying to think.
right,
I want some Digital Devil Saga, but as we said, are they gonna go with spin-offs? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, the likelihood of spin-offs is I want to say it's pretty low because, like James said, they only had 2 tracks and they were mainline games at the end of the day. Thinking about some of the tracks that I really liked, like he said, Shining Heaven was one of them that I just loved. But I noticed that in the beginning of the last KSI concert, they started off with, what was it? I think it was the Cathedral theme for this one. So now I know that they can, they can, I guess they can start the concert with some smooth tunes. So I'm thinking about tracks like Shinjuku Medical Hospital. Let me see, what other themes do I really like? Give me a second. No, but like themes like that, where they're just slow, they're chill. And I noticed that during the last concert also, some of the songs, they were bangers. Like we're talking electric guitars and all the works. I didn't really like the way that they handled it, because some songs, they're hard to perform, so you got to find some middle ground and tune it to your own liking and whatnot. So, but knowing that they can do that, I hope that they give us some smooth jams to start the concert off with, and then move forward like that. So, but like I said, Shinjuku Medical Hospital, it had the vibe, fits the game so perfectly. I would love to hear that to start the concert. That's all I'm asking for.
Oh yeah, there's one track that's playing right now. Like you guys are listening to the Nocturne soundtrack behind this podcast, and now it's track number 9, Mystery, is playing. I feel like that would be such a good transition of a track. I don't know if you guys know which track I'm talking about.
Yeah, Mystery is a good one.
It's just really chill. I feel like that would be a great transition to another song. I really anticipate what they're gonna do with the remixes and how they're gonna transition from a track to another. That's one thing that I remember really enjoying from the past concerts.
Yeah, Demi Crow actually brought up something that I completely agree with. Dream from SMT1, or the ending theme from SMT1, because those are both pretty similar songs. Those are both great tunes and pretty chill tunes that you could transition stuff into, so that would work.
Absolutely.
I'm actually listening to Mystery right now. I've never heard that song before, but it's so good, bro.
Oh yeah, it really is. Nocturne's soundtrack as a whole is fantastic.
Yeah, Shoji went in for this one.
Oh yeah. What else? There's a ton of good ones. Shibuya, Fierce Battle, Ginza.
Well, the thing with themes like Shibuya and Ginza is that they were like, I'm trying to figure out in my head how they would sound if they were remixed on a grand stage like that, because they had this weird jumpy, punchy vibe. So they weren't the hard-hitting tunes, but they also weren't the smooth, eerie jams or whatever you want to call them. So I'm like, how can you hear it in your head being redone in a concert? Because it's so funky and weird. Like imagine that's in the same vein as like the Junk Shop theme, and you know what I mean?
Ginza, I think they could do, because Ginza is just the arcade theme from SMT1, and they've remixed that song so many times at this point, and they also played Ichijoji at the last side concert, which they've also remixed a million times over, and those are both very similar bass-driven songs. So I think they could do Ginza. Shibuya, I don't know, but that'd be dope.
Kind of awkward.
Well, they already confirmed that they're gonna do Ginza SMT, so that's confirmed already. That has that type of style. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what they're gonna do.
Best song off of SMT1 soundtrack.
Yeah.
So it's so good. The PSX version, oh my god. Ooh,
really addictive.
It's so good.
Yeah. All right. What else? Do we have any other picks in the chat? Maybe
we have themes. I'm looking at themes over here. They have F2 from the last the KSI concert for the 25th anniversary. We got themes like F2, F6, and the Divine Powers theme. So I actually had a question, so that might segue. You let me know if I can ask.
Can I go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So when this next concert comes up, if these songs do reappear, they're going to be remixed yet again, right? So he just mentioned how Kichijoji came back so many times and was remixed, but themes like the Divine Powers theme and God Killer F6, if they were to come back, this is my first time like really getting involved in this concert stuff, so I'm a little confused. I'm interested, but I'm also confused because all of these songs haven't been redone already. I'm wondering if I should be looking at songs that haven't appeared and make that my primary focus, as opposed to songs that could potentially come back.
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like they're gonna mix it up because they have the fan favorites that we all want to hear. So,
right.
I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna go all in with like the newer ones that are very popular, such as Battle B2 or something like that. I think that could be cool.
Of course they would. No, I have no problem with that. It's one of the biggest bangers in the whole franchise.
Oh yeah, it's just
Well, I think like most of the concert is just gonna be Nocturne music, so I think they're gonna hit like all the heavy hitters from Nocturne. So they're gonna hit up like, let me just check my playlist right now. Actually,
yeah, you know, Fierce
they'll
Battle,
probably-
Title Loops 2 and stuff.
I'll probably hit up
Large
Title
map.
Two. They already confirmed Tokyo Conception. They'll probably do the staff roles like the last song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably do the town battle theme, Stuck in Amala, Deep World Amala, the large map battle theme, maybe Metatron and Beelzebub's theme. That'd be dope.
Oh, you done gave me some memories. I forgot all about the Metatron's theme. It's like that. Yes, has that ever been performed?
No,
Hold on.
but funny thing about that, I went back and I was trying to learn like how to play that on guitar, and I realized, wait a minute, this is just the Law theme. It took me so long to
Really?
realize that. Yeah, the chorus is just the Law theme, and it's great.
ILS
Oh,
here
you know
says
what
the concert basically just takes the regular song and redos them with different instruments. Compared to the last concert, the online concert is very synth heavy. That's a good point.
I see.
So
And I have
we
no
can,
problem with synths, man.
yeah, so we can probably expect something a bit different than the last one, though. Then
Mm-hmm.
the Chaos Side concert,
Okay,
because
alright,
this
so that's
concert,
good.
this concert is like it's like part 2 of the Chaos Side concert, basically. So
Right.
it's gonna be
Okay.
similar, but still kind of different, from what I understand.
So there's some vibes on the other side. I see.
Yep.
They'll probably still be like that, like heavy rock kind of stuff, but it'll probably also have like a bit more of a lo-fi kind of vibe to it. So I imagine what that means is like the arrangements are gonna be a little bit more loose. So maybe that could mean that they'll pull off songs like Shibuya or the Lucifer battle theme. Ultimately, it'll just sound a lot better.
Hold on. There's a theme that I'm not seeing that makes perfect sense. And the Katawari, I think it was called Katawari Boss Battle, which is the Reason Battle, I think. It was with, who was it with? I don't know if it was with Isamu or if it was with Hikawa. I think it was with Hikawa, though, that theme. I don't see it in the last concert's listing. And as far as I know, it hasn't been confirmed for this one. So that's one I would like to see, hear, get remixed for this new concert. That was the hard-hitting one. You guys remember that one, right?
Yeah.
With Hikawa?
Yep.
Yeah.
The recent boss battle, yeah, that was I literally, I'm not even kidding. I was going through my playlist, and then I finished, and then I scrolled back through it again. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot the recent boss battle. Yeah, that song's great, especially when it just kicks off with the like low bass groove and the drum stuff, and then it goes into the synths and guitars, and then it loops back. Great song. They should do it for this concert. I hope they do.
Sir.
Absolutely. The one thing though, it's gonna be 5 a.m. when this thing starts, and we're all gonna be rocking to the likes of Fierce Battle and themes like that, which I don't normally rock at 5 a.m. So,
For sure.
basically the schedule for those of you, I skipped over that, but the schedule for this concert, it starts at 5 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday morning. The tickets are still available to buy, if I'm not mistaken, so you guys can still buy them. Just type in SMT Online Concert 2021 Reason of Music in Google, and you'll be able to cop tickets. They're like $40. That was 40 Canadian or something like that. So yeah, kind of steep for an online concert, but hey, when you love Megaton, you pay and you shut up.
I would also wake up at 5 a.m. any day if you told me that SMT5 might with a capital M might show up. So
Is
I'm
that
up
a
at 5?
is that a great transition to the next topics?
God, here we
It
go.
just might be.
I think it is. Welcome to everyone who's here. I really do appreciate everyone who's here. 60 of you guys listening to us rambling about the concert. Thank you all so much. We really, really, really appreciate it. Let's talk about what's going to be shown at that concert. I would absolutely like to give just a bit of context for just a bit of context as a reason of why we're expecting anything.
David, that's great and all, but we already know what's going to be shown here. It's going to be Kojima's Silent Hills, okay?
Ooh. Is it the one that's exclusive to what was it? Was it exclusive to Switch?
It's exclusive to the Nintendo Switch Pro.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the concert, why we're expecting news, which we're gonna talk about in a sec, because Atlus in general, they like to announce stuff at concerts. They like to announce things at their own shows, and concerts are a place where history shows that they like to show and give us new information about the concert. Have a few interesting details that I want to mention, but I'm just gonna let this discussion flow, and I'm gonna insert arguments in it of why I think we should expect some decent information at this concert. So, I want to let's slowly start by talking about Nocturne HD. Nocturne HD, if you guys don't know, today got leaked. A release date got leaked by Nintendo of Europe. The release, the way that it was leaked basically is they had an investors meeting, and in that investors meeting there was a section for pre-orders of games that are coming to Switch in the near future. And in that section there was Nocturne HD. The pre-orders for Nocturne HD, and this is where you listen carefully. The pre-orders for Nocturne HD are starting tomorrow, March 19th, at 5 p.m. Eastern time or something like that. Around that time. It's at night, okay? So they're gonna open pre-orders tomorrow. We don't have a date yet. But the interesting is the pre-orders are closing on May 24th, which leads everyone to believe the game's gonna release on May 25th. And it also matches with a leak of a release date that we got from an Australian retailer a few weeks back, and that also matches with the ESRB rating that we got for the game last week. So now, my question is, what's up with Nocturne HD? What's up with opening the pre-orders the day before the concert? I want to hear you guys' opinions on that.
It's definitely going to be there.
So, I'm actually of the opposite opinion. I don't think it's gonna be there.
Okay, let's hear it.
I mean, it could be there. It definitely could be there. There's nothing saying that it can't. But the only thing that has me kind of hesitant to think that it will be is this is primarily a Japan-focused broadcast. There's not even going to be translations or subtitles for us, despite the fact that it's all pre-recorded. So they very easily could have done that. But beyond that, Japan already has Nocturne HD, so unless it's like something like real quick, like if they have like just before like an intermission or like right before the show starts, like, oh, by the way, for all American people watching or people outside of Japan, here's Nocturne HD, comes out May 25th. All right, here's the show. Which even then, I don't know if they do that, because knowing Atlus, they'll probably just, in some one-off tweet that nobody pays attention to, oh yeah, it's coming out May 25th, in typical Atlus fashion. And also because I think 5 is definitely going to be there. If 5 isn't there, I will be...
Okay, pause.
Interesting.
Pause. We're gonna get to that in a sec. I have a ton to say about what you just said. Okay. Very interesting points. Is there anything else you want to mention about Nocturne?
Yeah, but like I don't want to get into 5 like right now, but like I think 5 will be there, and I think Nocturne HD also being there, which is already in Japan. I don't think it necessarily would take away from 5 being there, but I don't know. It's just a little weird to me, I guess. Especially when Atlus is known for just shoehorning random whatevers into just tweets. So that's my thought.
All right. Okay. Good points. I have something to say about that. But Krischenn, do you have anything you want to mention additionally when it comes to Nocturne only for now?
So, well, I'm just finding out for the first time, probably like everyone else, that SMT 3 HD might be coming. Is it might or is it confirmed? It might be coming on.
Leaked by Nintendo of Europe, so it's basically confirmed.
So it's big man words right there. Okay,
yeah.
So Well, it's been a year. Like, right? An entire year, or am I wrong there? Since the
July
Japanese
20th
release.
got announced, and it released in
Damn,
October.
That's basically.
So it's been
Okay, so that's
7
like-
months.
So that's not bad. I think I'm ready to get into some Nocturne HD. It's perfectly fine then.
All right.
That'll be like 2 months from now. So screw it. I'm all in if that's real.
All right. So here's what I want to add about what James mentioned here. First up, shout out to Peter Parker with the $5 donation. Thank you so much, dude. I really do appreciate your support. And I kind of want to talk about what you said in your super chat here. And he says, since the pre-order is starting tomorrow, would it be possible that Steam will be listed under it? And here's my theory, guys. First up, I was not expecting Nocturne at the concert for the reasons that you guys mentioned. Even if Atlus West is promoting the concert, I wasn't too sure because of the reasons that James mentioned, that, you know, it's a Japanese event and the game's been out for 7 months, so there's not really any type of interest in a show that's not even translated for us to get Nocturne. So I was in that category. But now I have something in mind. What if during the show, like tomorrow we get let's start with tomorrow. Tomorrow we get a Twitter drop and a trailer drop by Atlus West, a release date trailer confirming Switch, PS4. Here's the date, May 25th. Get hyped. We all are very excited. And then Saturday morning, hey, Nocturne again. What's going on? Steam version announced at the concert.
Ooh.
That actually would. Actually, yeah, that
Right.
makes a lot of sense.
And that would
Because
check the
then-
box of it makes sense. It's a Nocturne-focused concert. The Japanese people would like to have a Steam version too. And it would fit with the pre-orders that opened on Friday. Or maybe
Well,
Atlus
also,
West will fuck up and announce the Steam version tomorrow. That's also a possibility, of course.
Yeah, well, also, I didn't think about that, but wasn't, Persona 5 Strikers is obviously on Steam now, but it wasn't on Steam until it came out in America,
Correct.
too, right?
That's correct.
So maybe they could be doing the same thing with Nocturne HD, where it's just going to come out on PS4 and Steam in Japan, PS4 and Switch in Japan, and then the Steam release date for Japan is going to line up with when the rest of the world gets it on everything. That would make sense.
If Atlus West, they drop a trailer tomorrow and they announce all the versions, we would have the same scenario that we got for Scramble, which is now Strikers in the West, for Nocturne. The same thing. Confirmed for consoles, and a Steam port confirmed later down the line. How cool is that? If that's really the case. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, that seems likely to me, honestly.
I don't
Especially
have
given the fact that it was leaked and everything.
I don't have any type of hypothesis for this, but I mean, don't have any type of proof or anything like that. I didn't hear anything behind the scenes. It's just, I feel like it makes sense. Now, the
Very
one thing,
practical too,
yeah, the one thing that kind of bothers me though, is that when Nocturne got rated by ESRB, there was no mention of a Steam version. But I got informed a few days after that the way that Steam games are rated is not the same thing that console games are rated. But I don't know anything about that, so I don't want to give any false information. I don't know if you guys have heard of anything similar, or in the chat if you can clarify about that. But the ESRB didn't mention a Steam version. So that's kind of confusing me with my theory of us getting a Steam port announced tomorrow or Saturday.
I'm in basically the same boat. It's confusing.
Yeah. At least I think we can all agree that there's a possibility of us getting a Steam version announced at the concert or tomorrow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's possible. I wouldn't count on it, but I think it's possible.
Well, now that begs the question: if they gave us a Steam release, would it fix the problems that plague the Switch and PS4 versions?
Man, that's a whole. Probably not, to be honest.
And what's the point? You know?
The port probably wouldn't fix it, but you could probably install mods to fix it. So
Yeah, that'd be one of the things where the community fixes it themselves, I think.
By the way, they patched Strikers on Steam today.
very nice.
So that's
Celebrate.
that's already
Also,
pretty cool. It took them a while,
Nocturne on Steam would be great because not only will it sell better, of course, but also mod support. So now we can put like Hello Kitty over Matador, and no, it just and like Nocturne hard type can be like just be like a standard thing that you can get on like the Steam Workshop. It'd be cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, Demi Crow, $2 donation. Thank you for your support, dude. And he's coming in with the interesting comments as always. Imagine if their big announcement is TMS2 and TMS-DX, which stands for Deluxe, probably. How about that?
We got TMX Deluxe.
Yeah, we
What if?
have that.
Hey, listen to this. What if they're playing Battle B2, and then all of a sudden they cut the song and they start to play Reincarnation from TMS, and they announce TMS2.
Demi Crow. What I did want to say is if they were going to announce TMS2, they would probably do it at a Persona concert, not an SMT one.
I mean, SMT Cross Fire Emblem.
No, I know, but in the basic rundown of the game, it just definitely is.
It's way more Persona than Nocturne, for example.
It's also way more Persona than it is Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's not SMT and it's not Fire Emblem. It's its own thing.
TMS isn't bad. TMS isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's basically just Persona Light.
I gave it a fair shot, so yeah.
It's its own thing.
Yeah. The music is great though. I will give it that.
Yeah. All right. So we have our speculation here about Nocturne HD. How do you guys feel about that May 25th release date?
I think it's 100% gonna happen.
Are you happy with it?
Sorry, what's that?
Are you happy with it? Is it
with May 25th?
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's basically just June, I mean, it's already March. It won't take that much longer until we get there. So I'm okay with it.
I think I have a good transition here for our next topic. Is this May 25th release date worrying for SMT5?
No, not really. Not really.
I think. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that it's still technically spring, so everything is still falling into place from what Atlus said last year. So I mean, if any, I expected around like April, but even though it's just May, that doesn't mean. I don't think 5 is in trouble just because it's in May, because it could just be like an end of the year title, like a not holiday, but sometime in the winter. I think it still has a nice window to come out this year.
All right. Krischenn?
What I was gonna say is, I think Nocturne HD, it's done. It's just done.
Oh yeah, it is.
According to people who know how these things work on the inside and whatever, Nocturne HD has been, Western version at least, has been done for a while, but Persona 5 Strikers just had to kind of walk its way in, so now they kind of had to hold off on releasing Nocturne HD. So ultimately, even if it wasn't done, all they really had to do was just dub it, and Persona 5 Strikers got a little bit delayed because of that, but I'm sure because of that they figured out, okay, well, how are we gonna do this in the future? So I'm sure that they have a more set method of how to record dubbing without doing it necessarily in person. So I think that if that's the only concern, which based off of just what they had to do for Nocturne HD in between its Japanese release and its Western release, then I'd say no. 5 is still definitely in the clear, and I'd expect like a fall or winter release.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that. We have a few predictions here for the date. October, Adam. October makes sense, I think, for SMT5. There's one thing that I want to bring up though that you mentioned. It's very interesting. Strikers got delayed, and they dropped a Steam version last minute. Now Nocturne's getting kind of delayed as well. It was supposed to be Q1. So what if the small delay is because of a Steam port as well?
That could be possible.
I feel like there's a lot of
Would
signs.
make a lot of sense.
Yeah, a lot of signs pointing towards a Steam version, which I hope we'll get one.
Yeah, definitely.
Demi Crow, $2 donation. Thank you so much, dude. You don't have to, but that would really appreciate it. SMT If remake, but with social elements and anime tropes. That's like one of the most hardcore SMT game. I'm not sure how fans would feel about that one. But they're not gonna do that.
Dude, people even like If? I thought people hated it. If.
Oh no. There's a strong following for If.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
I know Marsh is a real
People
fan.
I talk to, yeah, Marsh I know likes it, but everybody else I know just says like I hate it. It's awful.
You gotta like the older games. I feel like anything before Nocturne, if you like that era, I feel like If is well received with people who like the games from that era. SMT If already has anime tropes, Simon. Yeah, but from its time. I'm sure Demi Crow was talking about stuff from Tokyo Mirage Session or something like that, knowing him. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that one.
Someone who's never played If, like the one thing I remember about it is, like I think it's the World of Sloth takes like 7 real-time hours to beat.
It is rough. Yeah.
Some arbitrary nonsense.
Yeah, the encounter rates for those older games are crazy. I'm playing through SMT1 right now, and bro, it's rough with the encounter rates. It's really rough. That's probably the only thing, playing the Super Famicom version, probably the only thing that I feel like could be reworked if they were to re-release it. Other than that, the game aged well. I like how it looks. I adore how it sounds. The pacing's great. No, I'm liking it. I think those games age pretty well.
Katana Rikku was such a great composer.
Who?
Really underrated. Tsukasa Mitsuko, he did SMT 1, 2, If, and I think he did Devil Summoner and Soul Hackers.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. I don't wanna.
SMT 2 is the banger territory though.
Yes.
So
Disco.
SMT 1 and 2, man, it's good stuff, man.
Absolutely. SMT2 is the greatest game ever made. Never played it yet, but I want to play it soon. SMT, yeah. We have a couple of good comments in regards to SMTF here. No, I think it's pretty well received in general. I like how they reused some of the tracks from like SMT 1 and 2 in the game. They just remixed them. I think that's cool. Alright, so we should probably move on really quickly. I think now would be a good time before we deep dive into SMT5 to answer a couple of questions that we got from people from Twitter and Discord. But before that, we have Demi Crow with the $2 donation. Thank you so much, dude. SMT3 4K for $70 on Atari VCS and Xbox Series XS. Whew.
First part sounded kind of sexy, but then the last part, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, SMT3 4K with those aspect ratios, I'm not too sure. Imagine if they put Nocturne on Game Pass. Vic Netty? Who knows? There's a lot of speculations about Persona on Game Pass.
True.
That could happen in the near
future. What you said. Sorry about that. No, it just gave me what you said about the aspect ratio. So now I'm questioning if they have a Steam release, would the aspect ratio still be 4:3 for the cutscenes and shit?
Absolutely.
That would be disgusting.
Absolutely.
I would be furious.
Oh no, dude, they wouldn't rework it for a Steam version. They would drop the same garbage. That for
would
sure.
Be exactly the same as the
consoles. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Hey, the one thing that I gotta give him credit for, I was not expecting them to go after the Japanese release and had skill inheritance. I was really not expecting that, but they did.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, they deserve some props for that.
So
yeah, that's probably my favorite addition so far. It changes everything.
Well, it's probably the only one.
Yeah. This
So
is true.
yeah, in all honesty, it's yeah, they really kept it minimal with their work on Nocturne HD, but I'm still excited to play it. So I want to play it portably. What version are you guys gonna pick it up on, by the way?
Switch for sure.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I decided on
Yes,
Switch as
sir.
well.
All right, awesome, cool. We're all picking up the Switch version. I'm gonna pick up the PS4 version, but that's gonna be my sealed version for sure. Nice, nice. Anyways, the game's not running better on PS5 than on Switch, so it's not,
So
not
I've heard.
problematic. So yeah, I played the Japanese version of the game, and it's it still has some technical issues, but it's not a deal breaker per se. It's an Atlus port, so we shouldn't expect too much. As much as it hurts me to say this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's head in. Are you guys ready to head into the questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's dive right into it. First question is from Adam. He gave me his question on Twitter. Adam, and I don't know if you're still here, but we're gonna answer your question first because I know you have to leave soon. I know we all expect SMT. Oh boy, okay, we're diving right in. I know we all expect SMT5 to be there, but do you see any other announcements being made besides SMT5? I personally think SMT5 info is enough, and to be honest, is expected. But I wonder if Atlus have something else up their sleeves to surprise us. Who wants to go first?
I'll start like with just a little thing. Yeah, I think SMT5 is personally just about enough I would be okay with. I don't expect any. I mean, well, with all the rumors and like I think there's like some news recently about them talking about the return of some spin-off franchises. This definitely would be the place to show it off if that was actually a thing, you know. But other than that, yeah, I think 5. It's just about it, in my opinion.
Feels weird to say that because that's more than enough.
Yeah, like I'm 100% okay with just 5. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I want. So
To piggyback off of Riku's thought just now, let's clarify, right, for everyone in the back, we're expecting something substantial like a trailer, like not a trailer, but like gameplay, not text on the screen. I don't want to see the back of the protagonist. I want, you know what I'm saying? All of us, can we agree that we want gameplay this time around?
Oh man.
yes,
If it's
yes.
going to show up.
Oh, I was expecting like a shot of like the protagonist's like shoes. So,
His outfit is clean though.
I mean,
For a fact.
I'll go ahead.
Oh no,
No,
he was just agreeing when I said his
Oh, okay.
outfit was
Okay.
clean.
All right. I was just about to say, I feel like SMT5 is a safe bet for reasons that we're gonna dive into in a sec, and I'm not expecting anything else personally, except maybe that Nocturne Steam version if it's not announced tomorrow. Anything else, boys?
Real quick, Adam Bowser in the chat said the trailer won't have gameplay, but the heroine. Like, I'm really excited to see more of the characters. Actually,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
alongside that gameplay. Like, yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with no gameplay so long as we see a more substantial, just like trailer. Because I'm fine with like not seeing gameplay, but this is the third concept trailer we've gotten since like the start of 2017. I need something a little bit more substantial. Like show me the alignment representatives. Show me if we're working with like alignments or reasons, something a little bit more different, or what the world looks like.
Absolutely.
Because we've seen the same shot like 4 times in a row.
Yep.
Please, I'm begging.
Yep, absolutely. We have another donation from Demicro. Thank you so much, dude. What's the interesting comment this time, you'll ask? SMT Digital Dabbing Saga and SMT Dancing with Demons. Alright. What if they announce an SMT dancing game tomorrow, Saturday?
Some T dancing infinite light.
Oh boy. I don't know about that. All right, let's move on to the next question. That was easy to reach a consensus. Question from Requiem. Could you see a gameplay trailer for SMT5 happening at the concert? Great question. Could we see it? Gameplay trailer?
Could.
I think we'll see a trailer for 5. I don't know if it'll be gameplay, but yeah.
It's a
It'll
2021
probably
game.
be something.
And
it'll
we're in
probably be
March.
Something a bit more substantial, don't know if it'll necessarily be gameplay. I think they maybe save that for like E3. But
E3's dead
It'll be
this
substantial.
year, though.
Right.
So
I was about
It
to
got
say
canceled
that.
this year.
I mean, you know what I would like to see, and I feel like it's kind of realistic. I don't know if you guys remember, but E3 2013, an SMT4 gameplay trailer that we got. It was basically a trailer with a ton of cutscenes, but like 35 seconds of gameplay in different sections. Like you had like 10 seconds of combat, 10 seconds of exploration, and 10 seconds of dungeon crawling. Something like that. Oof. I would, yeah.
I would love that because like that's a trailer that I binge watched like up to the release of up to me getting a 3DS to play SMT4 because like I watched Simply Dad's video and I got super interested in the game and like I was watching that trailer like this is a really well done trailer. It showed cutscene or whatever if you can call those cutscenes at that point, but also gameplay like I'd definitely be down for that for SMT5. I could see that. I could actually see that at the concert.
Vic Netty, no, E3 was not cancelled. It's just a digital event this year. And since all the third party are now doing their own digital events, all the publishers, even like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, Square Enix, Bandai, they're all doing their own thing now. So that's why we say it's dead. But it's not cancelled. It's a digital event this year.
Ah, my bad. I thought it was canceled.
I think
must
the
have read
one
the wrong
thing I'm really not super interested in seeing gameplay from SMT5 because we all know the game's gonna play fine. Like if there's one thing we can count on this game not screwing up, it's gonna play fine. Like Apocalypse is one of the most controversial games in the entire series, but everybody agrees it plays great. So I don't gameplay wise I'm not. There's only a few things that they could really do that would really like, hook me. And one of those I want to bring up is a long time ago, Kaneko brought up that he wanted Nocturne to be sort of open world where you can like see stuff like Dark Souls almost, like see a place, oh you can go there and then you can look back, oh I was at that place, If they do something like that for SMT5, that would get me on like the whole, okay, let's see more gameplay of this.
Peter Parker with the $2 donation. Thank you so much for your support, dude. And he brings up a very good point that I wanted to bring up myself. If it's not gameplay on Saturday, then I doubt it'll be 2021. And you know what? I cannot agree with this because we're mid-March. And if there's no gameplay yet, if it's an October release like we think it's going to be, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm not going to say if it's not gameplay, I doubt it's going to be 2021. But I'm going to say if it's not at the concert, I doubt it's going to be 2021. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. I think if it's not gameplay, there's still a good chance it comes out in 2021. But if we don't see it at all, then that might be something worth getting worried about.
Yeah.
But the real is, oh god, what's happening moment is summer, because fall, I guess, if it doesn't come out by then or it doesn't get anything by then. Like if we hear nothing by like September, like the end of September, that's when we start worrying.
Oh, that's way too far. If we don't hear anything by September, I'd say it's just guaranteed to not come out this year.
Yeah. When is it guaranteed?
I say September because there's a chance it could be like a December game, and then we hear about it at like Tokyo Game Show.
Oh boy, don't get me started on Tokyo Game Show. Last year was terrible.
Look, all right, listen, they had Virtua Fighter.
They had Peppa Pig. That's all they had. Oh man, no, that was rough. We streamed for 6 hours, and we got the same July 20th trailer. That's the best thing that we got. Yeah, you know what? I'll say if we are mid-June and we haven't heard anything, 2022.
Yeah.
This is my limit, like mid-June. And I think that's generous, personally.
Let's say if we don't hear anything by the 1 year mark that we got that last trailer.
July 20th.
Yeah, then 2022. We went to bed.
Hey, Requiem, we just answered your question, actually. You missed your question by a second. But we still have a lot to say, so don't worry about it.
Unless they just come out with that trailer at the concert and like, actually, we changed our mind. It's 2022.
Oh boy. What if it's the same old trailer and at the end it's like 2022 worldwide release, same trailer.
They can't do that.
Oh man. Oh. That kind of hurts.
This might be like an out there reference, but that reminds me of that JonTron video of Conker's Bad for a Day. And it's just the Microsoft logo, and it just says at the bottom, "Actually, fuck you."
Oh man, that would troll us so hard if they do it that way. Because you know what, the trailer would start, we would all freak out, and then oh, what? It's the same thing. Oh, there's gonna be new stuff at the end, and then the new stuff at the end is 2022.
I think that's the worst way they can go about it. Like, to show us the exact same thing since last year, like, bruh. Oh my god.
Yeah, that would hurt. I'd rather not see anything, to be honest. Oh,
guaranteeing it'll be half of that trailer. At least half of the same clips we saw spread throughout. I can expect that.
Yeah. What if they do a 3-way fusion of the 3 trailers and give us a new one with no new content?
I mean, if we get like a substantial day out of it, I'm cool with that. Like, if we get like even if it's just like taking like all the old cutscenes and stuff that we've already seen and just remastering them and what they have with Unreal Engine 4 now. Like, if we get a release window out of that, I mean, I'm fine with that, because right now we have a release year. I really think we're gonna get a release window at the concert. If not, a date.
So.
I'll be fine with that.
I hope so. A date. Huh. I'd like it.
He's dreaming.
I'd like it.
If only.
Yeah.
Maybe on a good day.
You know what? I didn't think about a release information. As weird as that sound, I'm thinking about what I'll see. But I was not thinking about a date necessarily. How cool would that be? Now here we go. My expectations are now even higher. Oh, god damn it.
I don't think we'll see a date necessarily, but I think a release window is definitely possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, winter 2021 or fall 2021 or something.
We have Demi Crow with the $2 donation. Thank you so much, dude. Hashtag Persona is over party is trending on Twitter. Oh boy, what's going on with Twitter again?
That's because SMT5 is about to get
gotcha.
Yeah.
So finally, Twitter's talking about some good things.
No, I checked that earlier. It's just Persona fans acting like K-pop fans for some reason.
Boy, let's
because
move on.
apparently we weren't low enough.
Yeah. All right, let's move on with other questions. We have Corny Boy from Twitter, and he says, aside from SMT5, what are some other news you would like to see at the concert? Anything from merch to a Spotify release of SMT soundtracks. Let's focus on that.
Silent Hills.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm not gonna give up on that.
No, honestly, merch. There's already merch for the concert, so I'm not expecting more specifically. But I do want to talk about one thing. I don't know if you guys remember, but Figma, they confirmed that we would get a Demi-Fiend Figma a few months back, but we'd never seen it before. What if they show it tomorrow? Do you think that's possible?
We're actually supposed to get 2 Demi-Fiend Figmas. We're
Two
supposed
ones?
to get,
oh yeah, a bust and also a full figure. Oh, what if they showed them tomorrow?
That'd be sick.
It would be.
I think they could do that.
That seems easy to do.
Like in like a little intermission, they could just show off some new merch line stuff, including like some Figmas, maybe another Jack Frost plush, some clothes, coffee mugs, whatever the hell they're doing now.
Coffee mugs.
SMT5 protagonist joining Smash tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
nice.
they stop in the middle of the concert, then we see like Smash fighters fighting, and then you see the protagonist jumping in, completely unrelated to what's going on. Oh
That'd
boy.
I
Interesting
already play
question
Smash
though.
a lot, so
Yeah. That was an interesting question. SMT soundtracks on Spotify would be amazing. They have the they have the Persona soundtracks now, so it could happen.
Right.
But I don't know if this
Yeah.
is the type of thing that they would announce at a concert, though.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Wait, could you just imagine that that meme where it's like, wow, she's so cute, I wonder what she's listening to, and it's just Battle Beat 2.
Like, seriously though, I would be down for them releasing it on like Apple Music or something, or Spotify as well, because I added all of the Persona tracks onto my Apple Music library. It's just so easy to get to. I really appreciate that, instead of having to open up YouTube all the time.
Yeah. For
Then
sure.
again, looking back when they did throw the Persona music on the Apple Store, Apple Music, I noticed that P1 wasn't there. So I'm assuming similar scenario. Maybe SMT1 won't be on that track list, but
Probably just
or
like
maybe
3, 4.
and 3, 4, and 4 Apocalypse would be on that.
Yeah,
Which would be
I
sad,
can see
but,
that. Yeah, because like I listened to SMT1's battle theme recently. I was like, yo, this is actually like some good music. So I need to listen to the rest of the OST at some point.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and the Law theme from SMT2 is really good. Not Law, Chaos. My bad.
Yeah, I was
Chaos.
about to say the Chaos theme is way better, but hey.
Yeah.
Techno Flops in the chat. He says Nocturne is on Japanese Spotify already. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Where?
Wait, repeat that?
Nocturne soundtrack is on Japanese Spotify.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay.
I didn't know that. That's cool. Do you guys see anything else unrelated to games that could be announced? I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not really
The
sure.
Figma is kind of a stretch. The soundtrack, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Soundtrack I think could happen. Figmas I think could happen. Beyond that, I
Yeah.
don't think so. Soundtrack would make sense because it's a concert, so it's music, all that after all. So that would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll really see anything beyond just like here's some merch. Here's the Demi-Fiend Figma. All right, bye.
Next question is from Sin from Twitter, and he asks, do you expect any other SMT games or projects being announced besides 5? Yeah, we talked about that before. Not really. The other announcement that we would maybe expect, but not necessarily, is the Steam version of Nocturne, as we talked about before.
Most likely.
Yeah, nothing else. I think their lineup is stacked already. Next question is from my friend Kuro from the Midnight Channel, and he asks us if we got new demons for this installment, which it's confirmed we will get new demons. Which religion, god, deity would you like to see? Like the focus, you know, in most games there's a focus on certain religions or.
Can I speak on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have a really extensive answer to that question, but I just wanted to shout out DDS because I was really impressed with. Yeah, I just love that game for. What it was Hindu
Yep, Hinduism.
theme. Yeah, bro, I love that game, dude. It was awesome. Like even the stages, like the
100%.
save points and everything had an influence, you know, from that culture, that religion, and it was beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have in mind. I really liked what they did in DDS with Hinduism.
Religion would they
It was
base-
like the game that I went on the Megami Tensei wiki to search about the demons after and the lore and stuff, and I don't normally do that, so I think that was really well done.
I think it would be interesting if we got a Megaton game based off of Buddhism, perhaps. But
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of already somewhat got there with SMT4 and all of its, its underlying themes of like reincarnation and the cycle of suffering and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, they could just do SMT4 again. I wouldn't complain.
Anything else, Rikku? Anything to say?
In terms of like, I'm not that deep into like the themes of the game because I've only played 4 and 4 Apocalypse at this point. But I really liked like the story and like how they handled the atmosphere of that game. So I mean, if 5 took after that, which we already know it's taken more after Nocturne in terms of like themes and stuff like that, I'd be down for either way. So
Cool. Well, that was a great question. Thank you, Kuro, for that. Now we're jumping into the Discord question real quick. First question is from Vish God, and he says, well, he has 2 questions actually. First one, very interesting one. I know this got brought up in the chat a few times and I ignored them. That was the plan because there it is. What are the chances that they will perform SMT 5 songs live as a reveal?
Hold on. That is a good... Because I was holding on to the question. I thought it'd be a little ridiculous, but I was going to ask if they did the concert, right? And then after, towards the end of the concert, they just, yeah, exactly, do that. They spin a random song on us and we don't know what it is.
Oh, boy.
And they just go ham with the theme for like a good minute. And then they stop. And then it goes dark, and then the first thing you see, like, is the screen so bright in your face, and it's a new trailer. That would be, bro, come on. That's it right there.
Let's go.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be
Great
hype.
question, dude.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. The thing is... Okay, I think now's a good time to bring it up. The Chaos Side concert in 2017 is when we got the second trailer for SMT 5. So... that's the follow-up to this concert. So, again, another reason why I'm expecting a new trailer, because it's the follow-up to the other concert, which gave us the second trailer. And that trailer was shown during the MC section of the concert. And there's an MC section of the concert in this one, too. So, would they really end with SMT5 music in a trailer, or would that be during the MC section?
MC section.
Like they did with the last one. Good question, huh? Huh.
I think it would be super epic to end on a note like that.
Definitely.
But
What
that's
about
just
both?
personal preference.
What about both?
Right. No, you're right.
They give us a trailer and then they say tune in because at the end you'll get a sneak peek at the soundtrack for SMT5. Oof.
Ooh.
Oof.
He's
That'd be
onto something,
good.
y'all. Yes.
That would be dope.
Oh man, that's a great idea.
That was a very good question. His other question is the one question that we answered already, if there's going to be any other Megaton announcements at the concert. So thank you for the question, Vishgod. Great question. Anything else to say about that before I head into the next one? No? We good? Alrighty. Next up is a question from Lithium on Discord, and he says, was the last survey connected to what they have planned for the concert?
I don't
think so.
This most recent one, or?
I think that's what yeah, the last survey, so the one that we got like 2 weeks ago.
No, definitely not.
This sounds a little like a stretch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Way
don't
too
even
soon.
think they really take the surveys that seriously. I mean, obviously, I think they take like the top stuff and put it into consideration, but consideration is just consideration. So I think typically they do things and then like they'll see, oh hey, people actually want us to do this thing, and rather instead of just doing like, oh hey, what do people want us to do? You know?
Well, I used to call the surveys stupid surveys, like that was a running gag on my channel, but they actually went out of their way to say that the reason why we got Nocturne is because of the surveys. So that's why I'm reporting on them now, and I wasn't before, because they said Nocturne is a result of the surveys. So yeah, but I don't see any type of related stuff for the concert. Hey, Debbie Crow, $2 donation. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Oh my god, Persona 5 Strikers works on PC now? Okay, right. So you tried it after the patch and it works now? Huh. Well, at least they worked on it for a job. Yeah. Atlus Ninjas.
Look at that.
Huh. Alright. Well, that's very good to hear. Absolutely. So maybe Nocturne will run well once it releases on PC. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Next question is also from Discord from Mr. Byakuya. And he says, what does the future look like for Megaton? And then he says, example, me, I think for multiple reasons that SMT5 will do super well. So I'd say it's looking bright. I agree.
The right way.
Yeah. I feel like it has potential. It's releasing on the right platform for it. I think it's going to release at a good time as well. And with the spike in popularity of Persona, I think it's going to bring a ton of people in. Like, I heard a lot of people saying that Nocturne HD will be their first mainline game. They're coming from Persona even some people saying they came from Smash Bros, tried Persona, and now they're gonna try SMT. So I think it looks bright, absolutely, for SMT as a whole. If they want to pump out more spin-offs, that's also something that would help.
Yeah, well, when you ask like what's the future of Megaton, I guess that kind of begs the question, you know, are you talking about just Shin Megami Tensei or like all of Megami Tensei? Because Persona it's doing fine. It's gonna do fine, you know, for a while. But the rest of SMT, I think, you know, given how the Switch is performing, Japan's market for the Switch, you know, the popularity from Smash, Persona, online, just all this stuff. I think SMT5 very, very easily could break, you know, some ridiculous sales numbers. Nothing like Persona 5, like, because Persona 5 is sold like 4 million, and if you take Royal into account, it's sold like 6 million, something crazy like that. But I think it very easily could break anywhere from like 1.5 to 2 million lifetime sales. You know, especially if something more niche like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, for example, is able to break 2 million sales. You know, with a big name like Atlus, you know, who's attached to Persona, which, you know, Persona 5 in many aspects is essentially this generation's version of, like, you know, Final Fantasy 7, where it's just like this huge breakout JRPG where it's introducing people into this genre, and, you know, everybody thinks its fans are really fucking annoying. But, you know, I think that's all. You know, you saw it with Final Fantasy 7 back then too. It went back and it raised the sales of games like Final Fantasy 6 and Chrono Trigger. I think Persona 5 has already done that for Persona and, you know, SMT4 and Nocturne. But I think it's especially going to benefit Nocturne and SMT5. And I think SMT5, you know, the stars have aligned for it to perform really well.
I think a good marketing campaign can do wonders, as Adam said, absolutely. And I think Nintendo's going to push SMT5 for real. I really think it's going to happen. They're going to push it, and it's going to benefit from it. They showed SMT5 at their first main event for the Switch back in January of 2017. And the game nothing was done on SMT5 at that point, and they still pumped out a trailer. And I think there's reasons for that. They gave us a partner showcase, the first partner showcase, and the only good things that came out of this showcase were SMT. So it shows that they really, I feel like they believe in SMT. They know it can do well. So I feel like they're going to push the game, push the marketing campaign to a next level. Is it going to surpass P5? No, because of the reasons that you mentioned, and the fact that Persona in general gets an audience that mainline won't get because of how, I don't like the word that I'm going to use, but it's more mainstream. It has that mainstream appeal with the social links and the character style that mainline doesn't have. So, yeah. But I still think it's going to do very well. Very well. That was a great question. Next question is from Mr. Person. What's the likelihood of there being any sort of news for Nocturne HD at the concert? We talked about that. The PC port, maybe. Last question is from Samuel24, and he says, if SMT5 is revealed, how do you think they will distribute the games for the rest of the year? Like SMT3 and probably like remasters of ports for the Persona 25th anniversary late this year. It looks really tight. Well, Nocturne is going to be May 25th. We do know that now. Persona 25th anniversary. We can talk about that for a short bit here. What do you guys are expecting for the 25th anniversary? They keep hyping this up, but we don't really know what to expect. The one thing that I'm kind of sure about is the Persona 3 PC port. I feel like that's going to happen. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Ew, gross.
Yeah.
No, I say the same thing though. I'm not gonna lie.
I still think that can happen though.
No, I think Persona 3. I think Persona 3 is gonna come to PC. I think there's a chance Persona 5 could come to PC as well.
To Game
I
Pass?
do think it's gonna happen. Hell no.
There's decent rumors going on, dude. We never know.
All right. Look. I'm gonna drop the facade. I'm gonna get real aggressive for a second. If you believe what man on internet tells you, stop. Just don't. Because listen, there have been a grand total of three, count them, 3 Atlus games on Xbox platforms. Okay, one in like 2002 and 2 in like 2011, I think. And they've never touched the damn thing since. All 3 of those games flopped. And here's the thing.
Okay.
2 of those games were Persona 4 Arena and Catherine. Persona 4 Arena and Catherine both got re-releases, and neither of those re-releases were on Xbox platforms. Why they would bring a mainline Persona game onto Game Pass, I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't see that happening ever.
Okay, hear me out now. Makes sense. Everything that you mentioned, absolutely. Okay. Now, do you know what Microsoft, what they have that Atlus don't have? They have money. Okay. They can buy P5 for Game Pass any day now. Absolutely, they can. The one thing that Persona 5 has that Persona 4 Arena doesn't have, or Catherine doesn't have, is the mainstream appeal. Persona 5 on Game Pass would be like an Octopath Traveler on Game Pass, would be like the Yakuza games on Game Pass. It would be, hey, look, we have Japanese support. They need the big games. What's a big Western, what's a big Japanese RPG that's doing great in the West? Critically acclaimed, sales-wise, Persona 5.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, baby. Let's go. Now, honestly, it makes sense, and I feel like they could absolutely buy it. I'm not absolutely trusting the rumors for the reasons that you mentioned. I agree. But I feel like even if we're not looking at the rumors, it makes sense. Sega is looking at Game Pass. They even gave a contract for Yakuza Like a Dragon to be timed exclusive for the next-gen version to Series X for a couple of months.
I forgot about that.
All the Yakuza games are on Game Pass now.
Does make sense, but at the same time, Atlus just they hate Xbox.
But do they hate money though?
This is a good question.
That's the thing.
The thing is, I don't know. Obviously, they don't hate money. They're a corporation, but at the same time,
remember those Persona dancing games? They love money.
No, they don't, because Persona 3 Dancing sold like 4,000 copies. But Atlus's ideology has always kind of been like, we don't make games for everybody. So I don't know, because on one hand, that's kind of like, oh, we don't care about money and all that other stuff. But on the other hand, it's like it makes sense, but at the same time, it's a mess. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it does happen, I don't know.
I think we can agree that it's like it could happen for the reason that I mentioned. Okay, hear me out. It wouldn't happen if it wasn't for Microsoft and a very interesting deal, financially speaking, that would be interesting for Atlus. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't happen. Atlus would never reach out to Microsoft and be like, hey, can we put our game on your platform? They won't do that, of course. But sometimes, money, like Octopath Traveler is coming to Game Pass and it's not even on PlayStation. And Sony used to be the Japanese machine, so interesting. But we really went off tangent with that one.
One more thing, real quick.
Yeah,
Do you mind if
sure.
I talk about Sega? They also secured PSL2 and New Genesis for the Xbox.
Yep.
That's not even out on the PlayStation yet, so that's also something there.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
I don't know. I think Persona coming to more consoles is a good thing, but I really don't think Xbox is going to be one of those consoles, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not port begging, but I mean, they're completely dumb if they put P5 on Xbox before Switch. That doesn't make any sense.
There's a lot of things going for and against the idea of it being on Xbox, so
yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely.
As somebody who's watched Atlus put these games on Xbox and then they fail, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it does, I mean, that's a good thing. Yeah. But also, I can't imagine it coming to Game Pass and not like PC or Switch first. That just seems
good point.
So bizarre to me, especially when Sony is like, yeah, we really value Persona's exclusivity, and then they just hand it over to Microsoft. I don't know.
Yeah. We have that $5 donation from Demicro. Thank you so much for your support, dude. Since the PC automatically uses Xbox controls, could have Persona 5 Strikers on PC originally been an Xbox, or is it Xbox port? Not too sure about that one, to be honest. I wouldn't look into the controls options too deep personally. Like, there's a couple of games that, for example, I think P4G on Steam has like the Switch control icons and stuff, but don't quote me on that.
I think it might be because the Xbox controller is almost like the standard for PC games. That's probably all it is, but I mean, I don't know.
Oh, Donald has a great point in the chat here as well. Yeah, of course, Xbox is money. That's the biggest reason. And also, it's easy to port to Xbox once it's on, PlayStation and PC. Very similar our architecture. Way easier than Switch, for example. But then again, the sales potential is not the same, so... Yeah.
I just said the games fail on Xbox because they're either niche, like Catherine, or Xbox players don't have context to the game, like P4.
Yeah.
So that made a lot of sense. So,
Like, for example, Strikers on Xbox. Like, Strikers on Switch we don't have the numbers yet. It won't outsell the PS4 version for obvious reason. But I'm sure it's going to sell decently well, just like it did in Japan. Because this type of game fits on Switch. So if they would to put the sequel to P5 on Xbox, but the first game on Xbox, it would be an hardcore flop. So that's the difference between both platforms, I'd say.
Agreed.
That was an interesting chat about... the question was about what we expect for the 25th anniversary of Persona. Oh, wow. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got super off topic, but also I think Persona 5 Arena is totally happening.
Persona 5 Arena is totally not happening.
Well, no, I think it is because Trick System, the guys who make it, Red Team has like 3 different projects, and then the team that does the Persona Arena games they've literally been doing nothing for like the past 2 years. So something about that seems off.
Is this team still going on?
Is it?
Is this team still active at Arc System?
Yeah, Blue Team. Yeah, their last project was Blaze Blue Tag. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was about to ask. So with that being the refined approach to another game like P4AU, so you think that people would prefer the original AU since BB Tag flop? You really believe that people are gonna take P4AU's like 2013 look and mechanics and all that and try to bring that to the modern crowd? You think they'll eat that up? I mean, I think there's a bad taste left in people's mouth just because of BB Tag, so they're just gonna be like a 2018 game. It's supposed to be all new and fun. It didn't really hit us like that. So would we really take a 2013, 2014?
I'm not a fighting game fan, but BB Tag was at 2 E3s, not E3, Evos in a row, was it not?
You might be right.
Tag. I thought people did like BB Tag. I might be wrong, but either way,
core fans don't, but general crowd does.
Yeah. And regardless, it's Persona, so I think it'll sell regardless. Especially an arena game that everybody's clamoring for. The pixel art in those games always look nice, so I think it'll sell.
I think I'd be really down for like if they made Persona 5 Arena like 3D models, like how they're doing Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah.
Because like that style is on point, and I think that'd be awesome for Persona
Eat those
Scramble, not
strikers
Scramble,
models
Jesus
or
Christ.
something.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good point. I didn't know about that, to be honest. Seems to me like Arc System is just busy with way bigger things now, and I don't know if Atlus would be down to pay what they need to pay to get a Persona 5 Arena.
Well, yeah, that, and I mean, even if ArcSys can't do it, you know, they can always pay a company like, you know, SMK to go do it for them. So I think it'll happen, and I think it'll be ArcSys's Blue Team that does it, because Red Team is the one that's working on Guilty Gear Strive. They're making that other new game, and they're finishing up Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Especially
yeah,
Dragon Ball, yeah.
Yeah. And then Blue Team's been doing nothing since DLC for BB Tag finished, so I think Team's probably been working on Persona 5 Arena, and then that'll probably come out like I want to say even like as early as summer, maybe.
If that is a thing, do you think the story takes, well, do you think it takes place after Persona 5 Strikers? Because you know, Persona 4 Arena was a sequel to Base P4. What do you think?
I was actually talking with this a lot with a couple of friends. I think base Persona 5 Arena, because they always do re-releases of fighting games. I think base Persona 5 Arena would still take place after Strikers, and it would rewrite Royal back into the canon, because Strikers couldn't do that because the way those two were developed. I don't think, you know, like every character from Strikers and Royal would be on the roster, so I think it'd just be like the P5 cast, maybe a few P4 characters aged up, like Elizabeth maybe. Obviously they're gonna have like some new OC in there, like they always do, and then like Zenkichi and Yoshizawa, and then in Ultimax they'd add like the rest of the big characters, like Dr. Maruki, Sophia, a bunch of other spoiler characters from Royal and Strikers that I can't say without getting in trouble.
Right.
I'd be so down for that.
Yeah, that would definitely be great. When would they announce that, though?
Man.
Are they? They've been rerunning the Persona concerts recently, haven't they?
Yes.
So maybe I don't think they'll have it in a rerun, but I think maybe like at the end of the reruns they'll be like, "Oh, hey, we're having a new Persona concert," and then at the end of that concert they'll have trailer for Arena.
Speaking of Persona concerts, there was one reporter that named the SMT concert a Persona concert, the one that's happening on Saturday. Did you guys see that?
Oh god, I saw this.
It's not even a joke. Oh boy.
And they even use like the pictures of like the festival from Persona 4 Golden
indeed.
Dawn. I hate it so much.
Oh, very sad. Very sad. I'll bring back the concert real quick. I have one other thing that I want to mention for those who don't know. Another reason why I think we will get info on SMT5 at the concert is, as I mentioned, they like to give info at their concerts, and I do have a few examples. But the last concert that we got is in 2019, a concert that we got which was Persona Super Live 2019 concert. And I don't know if you guys know that, but this is where they announced not only Persona 5 Scramble, but also Royal. Both got announced at that concert. So you cannot tell me that they don't care about concerts when it comes to announcements.
Interesting. See, I wasn't aware that those two were announced like at the same event like that.
They were... Okay, I have something else to add. Now, the one thing, there's some people that think we won't get anything on Saturday. And their big reason for that is the fact that sometimes they tease that we will get info at the concert before the concert. And of course they didn't this time. So for that reason, some certain people, they think we won't get anything. How do you feel about that?
We're obviously gonna get something, right? Because Atlus keeps hyping up the concert.
Which they
Exactly.
don't normally do for mainline concerts. mind you.
Yeah.
Atlus West, they don't normally.
You know, they have a tradition of always showing stuff at these concerts, and then today, Atlus West is like, hey, you know that art tag we always do? Yeah, it's gonna be all Shin Megami Tensei themed this weekend. So
Yeah. It has 2
They're
games being
definitely-
worked on.
Coincidence?
something.
I think not. Another thing, they missed out on that February Nintendo Direct. It was a big deal. First big Direct in I don't know how many days. They skipped it.
Yeah. How many months? Yeah, I feel
they
you.
also
Yeah.
skipped that State of Play.
Yeah, but it was trash, so who cares? Oh boy, that was a bit rough. No, it wasn't terrible. There was some cool things like FF and stuff, but it was. I came in with no expectations, and I came out with no feelings whatsoever. So it's cool.
Yeah, it just happened. Basically.
Yeah. The thing is, Saturday, my expectations are super high, and that's a big problem because you know how you get disappointed. It's when you have expectations. So it's too late. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just way too excited for this thing. I want to see. Just the thought of the possibility of getting a gameplay trailer makes me all excited, honestly.
Well, at this point, if we don't get a gameplay trailer, you can blame it on Atlus for hyping up the concert.
Yeah, but then again, there was no teases. They're hyping it up by retweeting that we can buy tickets and by giving us little Kazuga and Meguro interviews, but nothing more. So, I mean, can you really blame them?
Well,
We'll still find a way.
well, I guess you're right.
Yeah, we'll
Right,
still
you're
find a
right.
way.
Because it's a whole new, like, it's a whole different time, and maybe like things didn't go the way it should have, or certain music wasn't done to whatever it is. They probably am trying to like sugarcoat something else that just isn't as substantial during the concert. So maybe that's why they're doing all this extra stuff. But you're right.
Anything else that you guys want to add when it comes to that Direct and the fact that Atlus missed it?
I'm just basically in agreement with most of you guys.
We'll
I'm
still
of the
miss it.
belief-
They just chose not to be there.
Right. Yeah.
But
And I
it's a
feel like
Weird choice,
if they showed something, it
Atlus.
wouldn't be good. Like it wouldn't be what we want.
Yeah, but that's a month ago, though. So, I don't know. I think maybe
point.
that's because they want to show it at their own event. And that's their own event. So, again, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but yeah. Okay, so basically, to wrap things up when it comes to SMT5 and the concert, the last concert was the Chaos Side concert. We got the second trailer for SMT5. That third one was at July 20th Partners Showcase. And the fourth one should be Saturday, we think. They like to give us info at the concerts. Persona Super Live 2019 is their last concert. There was a lot of announcements there. Atlus West is hyping up this concert. And SMT5 is still supposed to be a 2021 game. And we haven't seen much yet. I'm being generous. So, come on. It makes sense. I want to hear counter arguments. Other than the fact that they didn't tease it in advance. Is there anything else? Because even the ones, like I talked to a few people on Twitter who are like, no, it's absolutely not happening. Even them, I'm asking them for more counter arguments that it won't be there other than the fact that it wasn't teased before and they don't have anything else to give me. So
I'm pretty sure that 5 is gonna be there.
In some shape or form.
I would be more surprised if 5 isn't there than if it was there, if that makes sense.
yeah. I'm just so excited to see anything, to be honest. Oh, can't wait anymore.
Yeah.
Whew.
Imagine I'm saying all this and then there's actually no 5 and then David starts DMing me.
Hey, you fool! Nah,
Well, the
honestly,
thing is, having these reveals is still a new concept, right? They've only done this, from what I can tell, about 3 times. right? That they did this for the dancing games, correct?
Yep, and Persona Q2.
They did this for P5 Royal and Scramble, and well, I guess potentially now they would do it for 5. So it's not exactly something that you would say is directly tied to these concerts, but it is something new that they've been doing. But it isn't, it isn't set in stone. So that's really the only counter argument I have. But even then, it's like this game is, come on, July 20th, 2020.
Yeah.
It's March now. You know what I'm saying? 2021 release. They have to.
They have
That's
to.
all I'm gonna say. Chat, they have to. I'm gonna say they're going to. That's my end of the stick.
And we must not forget.
That's perfectly fine.
We must not forget that the last SMT concert was the prequel to this concert, and we got an SMT 5 trailer.
That too.
That's important to consider as well. That's not proof, but we have to consider that. So we went over all the subjects that I wanted to talk about, and that was surprisingly very quick. We can probably take a few questions. I skipped most of the questions during this podcast, but chat, go ahead, drop your questions, and we're going to answer a few of them before we wrap things up. Please keep it related to the concert or SMT 5, if possible. If possible.
SMT Rondo says they're still working on voice acting, and the thing with that is that if they are, that would mean 2022 for sure.
Yeah, with voice acting, most of the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's one thing that they do late in development, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that too. Yeah.
So
in this
the
new,
trailer
in this new landscape, that'll be a problem though, considering what they said for Scramble's development. If they're doing that last, and it's gonna take the most time, then damn.
Yep, not wrong.
Well, like I said, now that they've done Scramble and Nocturne, imagine that they've got a more solid schedule of how to do this kind of thing.
Right.
So I wouldn't expect it to be delayed by like a full year or whatever. I think what happened with Scramble and Nocturne and why they were so just like far apart was just
it was new.
It was just poor. Well, that and it was poor timing because of COVID, obviously. Because Nocturne has had the dub in since we saw it, and it came out in Japan, and then I imagine by the time it came out in Japan, it was basically pretty much already done. But Persona 5 Strikers has to come out first, so now we got to put Nocturne off by a few months so we can let that game sit, and so that these two don't cannibalize each other's sales.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think it was just bad timing and just weren't used to something like that. We already have something that tells me that the dubbing isn't going to be as much of an issue as people might think it is they've already decided that they're going to do simultaneous worldwide release, and there's already Japanese voices in the trailers. So to me, that tells me that they're far enough ahead with dubbing, or at least they've got it road mapped out enough to the point where they can make those calls.
That makes sense.
Confidently.
Right. Makes sense.
So I think dubbing won't be an issue, and at that point, I think it'll be fine for 2020 release or 2021 release. My God, fucking fumbling on my words.
We have an interesting point here from Atomic Atom and also from Pixel Jello. Demo for SMT 5.
Yeah, I actually brought this up with Rikku, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
I brought this up with a friend the other day. I'm like, I really think that there is a good chance that they drop a demo, because they dropped a demo for Persona 5 Strikers, which they usually don't drop demos for stuff. They've dropped demos for Etrian Odyssey. I don't think they dropped demos for Persona.
Come on, if they do it for Etrian Odyssey, they have to do it for SMT. Come on.
Well, they've never done an SMT demo, but I think if any game was the time to just, just break, kind of what you've done before, and kind of just go balls to the wall, all out, it would absolutely be this game. And I think having a demo to kind of allure people in I think that's a great idea, honestly.
It absolutely is, especially with all the newer fans, which we talked about before. Oh, they would benefit from a demo, I would say. But Nocturne is kind of their demo, in a sense. I don't know how positive that is, though.
I'm looking back on Persona 5 and when that game was first being revealed, and instead of, like you guys are saying, showing, like, giving a demo, they did those presentations where they showed gameplay on the screen for the crowd and stuff like that. That was one of the biggest games that they were trying to market at the time. So I'm assuming that they'll probably do something like that, which will defeat the opportunity for a demo and just have this big event thing where they show gameplay on the screen and everyone watches it and go, "Ooh, yeah, cool." You know, that's probably what they're gonna do. So it would be cool to get a demo for the first time ever, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
And Scramble was a very special case because of its gameplay. So
very different, yeah. And then again, that was a Japanese exclusive demo. But they also did a Catherine demo on Switch, Japanese exclusive once again.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Sure.
All right, they did that Persona 5 Strikers demo because new gameplay stuff. They're gonna do a demo for SMT 5 because it's gonna be open world. Boom.
But that'd be like a huge open Tokyo.
But I actually,
the best for last.
It's one thing that I actually do think that they could do with SMT 5, and that might explain why it's been taking so long. Is that it might be doing away with the map system that they've had since Megami Tensei 2, and they might actually be going all the way out with what Monica wanted to do with just a full open world SMT game, which is why it looks kind of like the way Nocturne's Vortex World does, because Nocturne was the game they wanted to do that with. So I don't know, just a bit of tinfoil hat theory crafting.
Interesting point though. Demo, huh? I don't think that's very likely either, to be honest. It's like never did it in the past, and I don't see it really happening. Atlus is kind of an old company in a way. They don't really feel technologically advanced, if that makes sense. Come on, they were surprised that P4G did well on PC.
Oh, yeah,
they live under a rock.
Yeah, good point.
Persona 5's like online is like the Thieves Guild, so yeah, they move it like a bit of a snail's pace.
Absolutely, come on. But we still love them.
That might be why they're so good. Yeah, that exact snail's pace might be why they're so good.
Yeah, probably. Now, what would be your reaction if, let's say, on Saturday, they go all in, we get that sexy gameplay trailer, but it's delayed. 2022.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, I just want to see what the game is
the hell
like
out
at this
that
point.
game. Yeah.
Got stuff to hold me over for this year, so I'm alright with that.
Oh yeah?
There's already a lot coming, so.
I've got Neo: The World Ends with You and Monster Hunter Rise. I am set. I've got all I need.
What about that amazing Nocturne HD port?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna do like 18 different runs of that game in like 1 week.
Lord.
Yeah, so for me personally, if they give us that awesome trailer that I want to see, it would definitely help me to be like, okay, cool, they're taking their time, we're gonna get a good game at some point, I'll wait. But if I don't get that amazing trailer and they delay it, I'll be disappointed, to be honest.
Yeah.
I need to see more. I really need to. Like, I live on SMT4 at the moment. It's like my most anticipated game. I'm like, I want anything. Any type of coverage that I can do, I'll do. And man, I'm running out of screenshots for thumbnails. It's that bad. Like, I don't know what to use anymore. And the game's been confirmed for over 4 years now. It got revealed on January 10th, 2017, I think.
Ooh.
So over 4 years.
Presentation.
That's crazy stuff.
Kind of off topic, but all right. So hear me out. All right. So Atlus is like, yeah, all right, we're releasing. They're like, all right, we're releasing Nocturne HD this May. SMT 5 is delayed until 2022, but the caveat: the later half of this year, they're going to release SMT 4 Complete Anthology, and there's going to be SMT 4, SMT 4 Apocalypse,
Bruh.
SMT 4 with the original script Cosmic Kako wrote.
Huh. I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd be perfectly
That's
fine
like-
with that.
that's-
But that's
like-
way too much work. They wouldn't go that far.
And then Hideo Kojima's gonna come out and
Oh
say
boy,
Silent
here we
Hill.
go.
Right.
Oh man, that how amazing would that be though? But they just need so much work. So, Pi Studios here asks us, do you think there will be an SMT5 leak close to launch? I mean, it's hard to tell. Nocturne leaked. Strikers leaked. Did Royal leak?
I can't even remember.
I don't.
I don't know.
Parts of Royal did leak. Royal did leak actually. Yes.
Yes?
Because the domain names. And also, I
Okay.
believe there was that oh god, it wasn't 4chan, it was 2chan. It was that leak that said all the characters that never happened were gonna come, and then it said Persona 5 Royal is happening too. So.
That was back when they had like the domains, and there was P5R, I think there was P5M and P5S, and everyone was like P5S is definitely Persona 5 Switch. Like there was a ton of videos was like
Yeah.
Persona 5 Switch confirmed and
Well,
oh
actually,
boy.
what's interesting about that is we still haven't gotten 3 of those domains.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
We
if,
haven't gone. We
Yeah.
haven't gone Persona 5M. We haven't gone Persona 5U, which is definitely going to be Persona 4, Persona 5 Arena, because they use U for Persona 4 Arena in Japan, and there's another one, Persona 5 AG, which everybody who I talk to think that's going to be like an Akechi spinoff.
What? An Akechi spinoff?
Uh-huh.
Oh
That's
boy.
his initials, Akechi Goro.
I think I might have to skip an Atlus game if that happens.
Wow.
Damn.
Come on. An Akechi spinoff. He's not interesting enough for his own game.
I know one guy that'll argue that point to the end of his life.
I bet he's a 2022 boy, huh?
Yes, he actually is.
Here we go. Oh boy. Interesting. Will SMT5 run as bad as Cyberpunk? Of course,
Probably
that's a
not.
Demi-Crow question.
That was a concern I had back in 2018,
Absolutely.
but not anymore.
Unreal Engine's a
Gonna
great
most
engine.
probably- X
If they do the
Frost
Switch Pro thing-
decapitated head is gonna be on a pixie.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I'm
Sad
confident
days.
in Team Maniacs, and I'm confident with Unreal Engine 2, so... Yes, Atomic Atom. Facts. Akechi Goro. The only Goro I know is Majima Goro.
Yes,
Facts.
sir.
Goro Majima's GOAT. It's the GOAT. Not gonna lie.
So Rosa brought this up. G equals action game. I thought that too, but Persona 5 Strikers is basically our Persona 5 action game. I don't think that'd be the case. I don't think it's gonna be an Akechi spinoff, but I have no idea what the hell that's gonna be. Same with Persona 5M, because I mean the most logical conclusion to draw from that is Persona 5 movie, but you already have the animations, so why would we get a movie? I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. The consensus seems to be on my side about Akechi, I'm not gonna lie, from what I'm seeing here. Do you think it will be locked at 30 FPS? It's hard to tell, probably. I mean, I doubt it's gonna be
Yes,
60.
probably.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a 60.
Good
Not
run.
as an Unreal Engine 4
RPG
game.
like that.
Yeah.
Could
I
run
think
at
so,
60, but I don't think
Yeah,
it'll
agreed.
be locked at 60. So,
Yeah, I'd rather have
Because-
30 locked than like 60 that drops to 13.
other games like Dragon Ball Fighters, they run at 30 docked, right? I don't have the game to tell, but they run at 30 docked, correct?
It's actually on the Switch,
Xenoverse, and
right?
games like those. Yeah.
I think so.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that Fighters runs at 60, but the resolution like flip flops a lot.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
I know,
I'll
like,
take that.
Yeah, it's more like the camera, but the characters, they always move at the
That's
lower
a
frame
good thing
rates.
for a fighting game, though.
Yeah, I think it's necessary basically
Yeah.
for a fighting game, 60 FPS.
Absolutely. I gotta ask you guys. That's the question that I always ask in my podcast because I'm so confused. Okay, other than P5 Arena, what would we get for another P5 spinoff?
Persona 5 Racing.
Persona 5 Call of Duty.
Hey, that'd be kind of cool.
They do the FF thing where they make a battle royale.
I'd like a Dissidia type of game though. Dissidia FF.
Yeah,
Persona
that's
5
pretty
The
dope.
First Thief.
Yeah, the first thief. There you go. Yep.
A catchy spin-off. That's a cool point, Pixel Jello here. A catchy spin-off, but with investigations element similar to Judgment or has amendments similar to Ace Attorney.
Danganronpa, catchy spin-off.
Oh,
Let's go.
Lord. And then we're going to get a catchy anti. You know what's going to happen. You know the fan base will do it. Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. No, thank you. Persona Tactics game? P5 Racing? P5 Tactics?
Isn't that Devil Survivor
Tactics
basically?
would be sick.
Yeah, Devil Survivor is strategy. Devil Survivor was TMS was supposed to be. Like, TMS was, in my mind, was Devil Survivor across OG Fire Emblem. That was the best thing ever. But, yeah.
Alright, hang on. I got a new idea. Alright. Persona
Let's
5
hear it.
horror game. Actually, it's just Silent Hills, baby.
It starts, it's the same,
Right.
like the just like in PT, like the corridor, and then you hear last surprise. You'll never see it coming.
It's just a catchy.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Any other intelligent comments in the chat here? B5 Racing.
I actually think like Arena I think for sure is gonna happen. Like a tactics game I think could happen. That sounds like plausible to me. And actually I think a first person shooter or a third person shooter, something like that, that's also not that far off. I'm like super realistic. Especially if it's like a Goro Akechi game. Then we have like Persona 5 Dirge of Cerberus.
I was just gonna say it.
Yeah, it'd literally be Dirge of Cerberus, but for Persona 5.
That'd be pretty
There's
cool.
one thing that I gotta mention since we're on the subject of P5 and spin-offs in Arena in particular. I'm not the biggest fighting game guy, so yeah, I played P4 Arena, but yeah, I'm not like the biggest fan because it's a fighting
Right.
game. But you know what would make me care if they do a new fighting game? I want SMT Cross Persona fighting game.
Yes.
I wanna. I'll
Oh
keep
my
saying it
God.
till the day I die. I wanna slash Morgana in half with Raido. Like I really want to do that.
I want to see Steven
you see,
beat
the
the
thing
shit out of
is-
Morgana.
Yes.
You've got Flynn with the sword, Nanashi with the sword. Right? Imagine you Narukami and Nanashi, or Flynn and Minato. Like I see it in my head. It looks crazy. It looks fun. It looks awesome. And then you got like Demi Fiend just punching in the face. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Get
Imagine
down
the box art
territory.
would probably be Nathan and Joker, I imagine, because those are like the faces of their respective series.
Hmm.
Or
Yeah.
if SMT 5 takes way off, then it'd probably be the 5 protagonists.
Raido Kazunoha x Goro Akechi versus the Heartless Army. All right.
God.
If I can kill Futaba with Aleph, I'd be so happy. Come on. Oh, a 2D platformer would be cool for Persona 5. That's a cool point.
Oh, I can't with any more 2D platformers.
No?
There's so many. There's
Like a
so
Morgana
many. I
spin-off or
can't
something?
do it anymore.
I mean, I'm not the biggest 2D platformer guy either, but I don't know. I mean, P5 in general, I feel like they did things with platforming, so.
You
I
see,
don't know.
I mean, it
yeah,
would make sense, yeah.
you mentioned that, and I'm thinking about Synchronicity Prologue, and just
Good
you know,
game.
you run around as the Jack Burrows and whatever, and you're shooting ice or whatever. So I imagine you swap that with Ren or Joker, and he's just shooting bullets from across the platform. That makes sense. I can see it. He's just shooting things like the same way. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would absolutely be cool. Doom guy in SMT Arena. Oof. Oof. That would be dope. But I
Oh my god.
don't know if they'd go that far. Even like some type of Strikers action RPG with SMT characters. How cool would that be? I wish SMT would
so
get as
funny,
much
though.
love as
Because,
Persona.
Doom guys, people call him, are just the Space Marine from Strange Journey. He's basically just SMT's equivalent of Farmer with a shotgun. And the funniest thing is that he's canonically one of the strongest characters in the Mala multiverse.
He's just a great character.
Have mercy.
Oh boy, Persona 5 Overwatch.
No.
Not unlikely. They all have guns.
Yeah,
This is true.
not wrong. We went over all the subjects that I wanted to talk about, and since we're pretty much going off tangent and are about 2 hours in, I would be ready to wrap things up. Is there anything else that you guys would like to mention before we're done with this podcast, which was very interesting?
Actually,
Yeah.
I want to talk about why Shin Megami Tensei V is actually an overrated disaster.
Oh boy.
It's not even out.
Did I hear Persona 3?
Complete garbage. It's not even good. It sucks ass. I hate it. Atlus has never made a good game ever. All right, thanks for watching.
But P3 is an overrated disaster, but let's not get into that territory.
Oh, X!
Oof! Raido game in the Strikers engine. Let's go. Joker in Fortnite. Did you guys see that Joker in Fortnite prank that they did? Oh boy.
For a split second, I thought it was real.
For
Right,
a
I
couple
was
of
listening,
minutes,
like,
I thought
what?
it was real, to be honest.
No, I didn't buy it.
SMT5 featuring Kiryu and Majima from Yakuza series. Oh, Lord. Please.
Oh wait, that's actually something interesting. I don't know if we've ever brought that up on the podcast, but like, if SMT5 does a crossover, they got a lot of stuff to pick from.
I'm
want
thinking Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Yeah, she fit
Yeah.
right in with in DX2.
Bayonetta's like the easy answer, but like they also did stuff with Ghost in the Shell and Berserk.
Yep, they did.
For me, I want a Doom crossover. I just want to see like this little like Danganronpa looking dude just running away from like this big beefy shotgun man. Like that'd be so funny to me.
Yeah, definitely. Oh boy. A pick. My selfish pick would be Goro Majima, honestly. But realistic pick, yeah, Bayo. Even Travis Touchdown, I feel like would be cool. Very funny pick.
Yeah, that would be
This
really
would be
cool.
yeah.
Definitely not likely, but hey,
They could bring in like Virgil or Nero.
they could. Will they though?
I mean, hell, like if you want to go down like Capcom route, you could even like bring in like Resident Evil characters.
They could.
Like Nemesis, like if you could summon
Ooh.
Nemesis as a demon in
That'd be dope.
SMT, that'd be so hype. You know what would be even
Or the
better?
vampire lady from
Nemesis?
Village.
You know what would be even better than Nemesis? Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2.
Ooh,
That's right.
And it's a Switch
Silent
exclusive,
Hill,
so that
yeah.
makes sense. Oof, and then we would get the Pyramid Head amiibo and stuff. Oh boy. Oh
Hideo
boy.
Kojima comes out of Shin Megami Tensei V
Ooh.
and hands you a copy of Silent Hills.
Could you imagine, like, on the front box for SMT5, featuring Hideo Kojima from the Silent Hill series? And there's his face on the box. Let's freaking go. Oh, man. All right. I think that's a good sign that we need to wrap things up where we're at right now. So, it's been a very interesting talk. Thanks to the three of you guys. It was a ton of fun.
I have one
Thank
thing
you.
to say, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I kept a low profile because at some random point, I was talking for like 3 minutes, and I didn't realize my mic was off, like completely
Oh,
disconnected
boy.
somehow. So that's perfectly fine. But also, I wanted to just shout out the chat because you guys, we peaked at like 95 viewers and averaged 80 the whole time, which was awesome to see.
I was looking to.
So much love, you guys.
Absolutely.
That's it for me.
Yep, thanks to everyone, and thanks for your support. You guys are amazing. Loved the comments that you had. That was great, and thanks for your amazing support. As always, those three guys are awesome too. Their channels are linked in the description below. I highly suggest you guys check them out. And I also have their Twitter. If you're interested in this garbage social media platform, you can also do that. So thank you all so much for watching, and thanks to you guys for your participation with this podcast.